Hey everybody, Dodger here. Welcome back to Formula One 2018. We're out of the streets of Singapore and right into the streets, kinda, of Russia. This is one of my favorite street courses in the current calendar, and I'm excited for it. I think we're gonna have a really good race here. This is one of those tracks that I've really developed a knack for, and I think our car has a little bit of a knack for. So I'm just gonna get right out here for a Q1 lap and see how it goes. We've hit the please button, and we're ready to put in a lap. Honestly, we're getting to the point where I might be giving a pass on Q1 at some of these tracks, but it's still a little bit of an unknown. It's still a little bit of a mystery. This car has moments where it really kind of falls apart, but I don't think this is going to be one of those. It was very sporty in practice. I really like the way the car is turning in, especially into turns like this coming up, turn one. Yeah, it's just so sharp, so direct, and it doesn't try to slide the back end out, but it doesn't really bark at me either. Like the front doesn't fight back. And that is so important around this track. So much of this track is how well you can get turned in and accelerating out of these turns. Honestly, I could have gotten more out of that one. It feels, to me, now it's been a while, but to me it feels better than the Haas did here, which I think is really dangerous for our competition because I remember the Haas being pretty sporty here. Strange, curvy back straightaway. On the brakes, right between the 150 and the 100. Wait for the nose right there. That's a really blind braking zone. You kind of just have to guess at it. These ones here also kind of just by feel, not really much to go off of. And there we go, that's a T1 lap.
That was the fastest lap.
I really think that this thing is a little above and beyond here this weekend. I'm quite surprised with how well it's doing. Well, I say that, but Perez just did a much faster lap. Well, you know what? I still think it's really good. Boy, the game was trying to make me eat my words. 14th in Q1. Now there was lots of time out there. I was being very chatty, so and I'm not too frightened. I didn't even go out for a second run, but it does seem like I gotta pick up the pace a little. However, there is only exactly 1 second, or nearly exactly, between 1st and 14th, so very close competition here. Wow, there is exactly 1 second between 1st and 13th. How about that? All right, now here in Q2, we gotta do a little bit better. I do feel like this is one of those tracks that the more laps I do, the better at it I get. And that's because it is a track that you kind of feel your way around. And the repetition really helps with that. Sector 1 was really good in Q1. I got some work to do in Sector 2, but it was right here where we lost a lot of time. In Sector 3 of our Q1 lap. No, it's not a fantastic start, but this is where the lap really begins. So make sure we get a good exit to the straightaway. DRS. Lots of speed right between the 150 and the 100. I could probably get a touch more out of that if I need to. Very stable, very planted through here. Pretty good run out of there. That turns very hard to see with the sun reflection. Using the gears and the engine deceleration to help the car rotate. little bit of a slide there. Hopefully not too big a deal. So we need to pick up at least half a second, I would say, to feel comfortable. But I'd like to pick up a full second if possible. There's 3/10 right there. Easy. Easy over the first Q1 run. And a nice run through the last turns, a 30.2. Not quite the 30.0 I'm looking for, but I think that's good enough, and I am pleased. Alright, we do make it through. Not quite as high up as I would like to be. Alonso threw down a 29.9. Raikkonen and Vettel both ran a 29.6. So I think in Q3, we're probably going to end up doing 2 runs, and what I'm going to hope is on a second run with a delta to go up against, I'll be able to push a little bit harder and find a little bit of time out here. I'm going to run out immediately on track to try to get in a basic lap. And unless I run a 29.5, I'm going into this assuming I'm going to be doing a second run. We got the engine parts, and we have the tires to do it, so there's no reason not to. Make sure we get a good exit out of the last turn to start our lap. We got a Ferrari behind us. Also, someone ready to get out there. Not bad. Could have been better. Like that inside, get DRS. Oh, I went for that little bit more. Apparently, if you keep your right tire off of the orange curbs, if you keep the opposite side tire off the orange curbs, they won't hit you for track limits. It seems to be the name of the game here. Still very hard to see that turn with the sun reflection. Just grabbing third there in case the car wanted to push wide. I think I could give it more wheel right there. I'm not chopping the wheel in hard enough. It's no ninth gear. Not at all concerned with that little walk-up. I think that didn't hurt it a bit. This was an ideal, though. Although a good exit might make up for it. A mostly ideal last set of turns. A 29.9. So we're on our way. We just need to find a little bit more. This is fun. This is fun qualifying. Trying to eke out tenths of a second out of a car that is handling good, but you know, you just got to perfect a lap to actually get there. That's pretty much the most fun this kind of qualifying format can be. Alright, here we go. Out on track pretty late in the session. We're not going to be the last car across the line, but we'll be darn close to it. I just wanted to make sure nobody was leaving the pits as we were going into turn 1. Nice and easy here. We're still sitting P1, but nobody's put in their hot lap yet. Here's not as good of an exit, but virtually the same. Basically as late as I could get into there. So far, no pickup. Let's hug the inside here. Just trying to find every little bit we can get out of it. That's too much. Yep. Invalidated time. That's so hard with the sun glare. That turn just gets completely hidden. Well, with that, we just have to hope our first lap sticks, and I kind of doubt that it will. That's the price of pushing to the maximum, you know? And it's a bummer, but still really fun.
We're almost ready to go then, and this is what the starting grid looks like for today's race. Sebastian Vettel has a clear track ahead of him today. He starts in pole position, and it's Fernando Alonso in P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Ocon, Raikkonen, Red and Hulkenberg, Bottas, Leclerc, Grosjean and Daniel Ricciardo, Magnussen, Ericsson, Max Verstappen and Sainz, Sirotkin, Hamilton, Lance Stroll and Pierre Gasly. Hartley and Sergio Perez rounds off the grid. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Okay, the run into turn 1 isn't too long, so the pack will be bunched up. Take care.
I mean, honestly, the run into turn 1 is pretty long, and we should have good opportunity here. We didn't quite qualify up as far as I'd hoped, but within expectations. Strategy, yeah, that's pretty simple. Nothing really too much going on there, and we'll be playing that by ear. But I gotta hope to have a good run down into turn 1. Good to see Alonso up there on the front row. Hopefully he can score some good points today. Alright, we're on the good side of the track, so we should get a pretty good launch. It hooked up well. I don't think I was clear. But I got nowhere to go. Is the problem. That was good to make sure I got in there beside Hulkenberg. I think we got ourselves a pretty spicy race car here, so I'm expecting to be able to move forward. That was a beautiful outside pass. Really aided by Kimi doing so much blocking and ruined his entry. Not the first time we've seen that. I fear Vettel's going to get away from the pack and run away with the race. So if I am faster than these two, I've got to do something with it quickly. That hang in that corner is happening every lap, so I pretty much just know how to deal with it. Get out of the grass. No DRS, but any draft effect? Not enough. I'm taking a lot more curb in turn 1. I feel like their line could be a lot more optimal than it is. Hard getting right up behind somebody in turns like these because you lose all the aero. Hopefully this is a pretty chassis sensitive track. Really use the tires. Not really getting any run there. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. When you get right up behind somebody, the nose just wants to push out. There's the hang. So far, Vettel's not gone from us.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the ultra softs.
Which is good. DRS is enabled. Should have the three of us catching him pretty quickly right here. Boy, it's scary following someone that close into a turn. I really would like to get into clean air. Hopefully the pit stop will accomplish that. It's not necessarily that I feel like I'm being held up, I just feel like I'm being slowed down by the lack of downforce. It's not quite enough straightaway to make up for that. Now watch it right there. Easy to spin out on those curbs. The hang up was a little early this time. A little bit of a brake check up into there. It's got me right behind Alonso. I'm just a little bit better through turn one. Oh, you're gonna do the same thing Kimi did. Almost. I don't think my tires were new enough anymore to pull that off. I couldn't hold the outside there any longer. That kind of spread us apart here at the front. DRS closes everyone right back in. Anyone pitting here? No. So we will be amongst the first on pit road. That might be a problem. Goodbye, pylon.
Okay, you're in his dirty air. Get past him.
I'm very well aware of that, Jeff.
We're boxing this lap. Give us the best in lap you can.
Gee, I lost the back end on the brakes there. Right into the pylon. Big oops. This is a very different race. With the pack staying so close together like this. I really thought Vettel out in front would just run away with it. No. Can't hold that line anymore. I'm going to lose the position to Kimi. Fool buddy! There goes my DRS. That was a big mistake on my part. Too thirsty.
Don't forget, box this lap.
This was not the lap we wanted to make that mistake. There goes any undercut ability. Although thanks to being in clean air in the last sector, I did close back up a little bit. Not alone on pit road. Pretty good run into it too. Looks like we'll be okay on traffic. We might get held on exit for Vettel. We're gonna be close. Yeah, we got held real bad actually.
Exit now. We're racing on the exit.
But we got held for Vettel, so that's kind of the ideal situation. Well, the ideal would have been in front of him.
Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound.
But hopefully, running behind Vettel, we can have a really good outlap here. And try to leapfrog the two that were in front of us. And myself and Vettel would be 1-2. Oh, these tires definitely feel a little happier Those hypers were a lot more upset than I thought. Trying to make those outside moves was really dumb, given the state of the tires. Oh man, night and day difference.
Fernando's in for his stop.
That was a closing rate. I could really do without a... Every lap, that wall gets real close real fast. Let's see what this race of pit exit's like.
We're trailing our teammate by 21.6 seconds.
Alonso out first. I may have been a little distracted watching my teammate. And ruined my DRS run there. If this was real F1, I probably would have ruined Vettel's tire.
You made it look easy.
Alright. Not exactly how I expected this to play out, but I'm happy with how it's played out. McLaren 1-2. Have we had one of those this season? At least not in a while. But I gotta try and keep Vettel at bay. That's not gonna be easy. Especially if other cars start to run up into this mix. I can't believe I just ran into the back of Vettel. What an idiot. Oh, you're hearing the cars on the other side of the track. I was like, is that people exiting still? Yeah, Alonso is kind of running away with it. Feels like he's got a little bit of an edge on me here. Really getting the run out of the turns that I was in practice. I think I need to feed it more wheel. I'm too gun shy to give it wheel mid-turn. Because the Haas used to really try to rotate and spin out whenever you do that. Helpless to this DRS. Just gotta try and keep them close. And try to make it where the two of us don't lose a lot of time to the cars behind us. We don't want them to get up into my DRS range. No, he compromised his line.
We have 5 laps of fuel remaining.
Excuse me. Probably gonna be lots of that back and forth for a little while here. This is 100% Alonso's race to lose at this point. That fast sector 1 with that draft and DRS. Well, it's been a heck of a lap overall. It's like the car just kind of came to life. I think he still had DRS, but it was much later of an attack. This might be a fast lap. Yeah, it was.
Good job. That was the fastest lap of the race so far.
Alright, we gapped Vettel enough for no DRS. That's great news. Either way, myself and Alonso finish is a victory to me for today. It's very satisfying to see Alonso actually doing well, because he's been kind of stuck mid-pack here lately, and it was making me a little worried that, you know, I was kind of outperforming the team, overreaching the car, but this is much more in line with where we want to be, and at a track that I really like too. So it's not like this is a bad track for me.
The engine is going to be down slightly and showing some minor wear.
Worried about that.
We're not going to be able to run in this engine mode much longer. We're about a lap over target. Drop down to mix too soon.
Yes, sir. Almost a mirror of a lap.
There's 3 laps of fuel remaining. Okay, within 1 second of the car ahead. Get ready to use DRS to
It's going to get spicy.
We're increasing our gap on the car behind by around a second a lap.
Yeah, it seems like either my car really came to life or Vettel's really fell off all of a sudden. Not sure which way. Judging by the way we closed in Alonso, I think it kind of just came around to me. Trying not to overdrive the car now, especially since we're in DRS range. I don't want to make any stupid mistakes. It's like that hang is moving further back the track as we go through the race. That was the biggest one ever. A new world record, everybody. The biggest game hang we've ever had. What a momentous occasion. Oh, buddy, that's close to the wall. I was looking over to see if I was, like, still recording, but I forgot that's not even on this computer. Has nothing to do with this computer. I think Alonso just used an EMP on me. Let's hope that doesn't keep happening. Did I get back to DRS range? I'm not sure. No. This might be a last lap deal.
They're slowing down. It seems like there's some kind of problem with their car.
I was wondering if maybe that was the case. I think maybe they had a parts failure or a part wear out or something, and he had to drop engine modes or something. Because his off the pace
There's only one lap of fuel
lap
remaining.
happened very suddenly.
This is your final lap of the race.
See what everything we got. DRS. It'll get us there. Nothing that could jeopardize us. The 1-2. I'll only make a move if I've got an obvious opportunity to do so. A little bit of a bobble. He's gonna hurt us. Might be too little too late. We both lock up.
You're hitting the energy deployment limit and losing ERS power before the end of the lap. Lower the ERS deployment mode to prevent this.
Oh, I'm out of fuel. Oh,
Top job,
well.
my friend, top job.
Hey.
I was a bit worried about this one at the start of the weekend, but you pulled through.
1-2. McLaren 1-2. Alonso gets a victory.
McLaren have pulled it off. They've won in spectacular fashion here today.
No complaints from me. Besides, you know, the whole, like,
how did they accomplish
EMP
this
thing.
result?
I think a large part of the result comes down to temperament. They were able to keep their heads when everyone around them was losing theirs. And that's
Our drivers are making their way out for the podium celebrations, and it's going to be McLaren picking up the winner's trophy. Congratulations to the entire team for that fantastic performance.
no kidding. All right, well, that should do
So then,
something
it's time to see
for
how this result affects
some
the
standings.
Drivers' Championship. Well, the
Yeah.
gap at the top of the championship has been cut down after a difficult race today for our championship leader. And now
Oh, did
I'd
he
like
end
to
up not
ask
finishing?
you, Anthony Davidson, who
Oh,
was
yeah, he
your
dropped back to
driver of
fifth.
the day?
I'm going to say Carlos Sainz. It was probably one of his best drives this season, and I was thoroughly impressed.
And now let's take a look at the constructors'
Oh, that's good.
standings.
Good race.
Ferrari extend their lead at the top of the championship. Well, what a weekend that has been. Please join us next time for another thrilling installment of this Formula One season.
All right, well, we're very solidly in third place now. We're only 100 points behind Haas. But I have moved up to fourth in between Grosjean and Magnussen, and Alonso's moved up to seventh ahead of Ricciardo and just behind Perez. Well, a good distance behind Perez. But still, that's really good. Really good. That was a highly successful race for us. Quite pleased. I think in the end I had the pace, but I was just too messy. Too messy, especially in the beginning of the race. If we had started a little bit further up, that would have been a different tale. But yeah, no disappointment here. That was the result we wanted. You can really see how dirty that side of the track is. Oh, they got close up there. The start wasn't very advantageous for us either. Usually I make up positions on the start, and we didn't really do that here. I had to really even take it to Hulkenberg to save the position I had. But a lot of really fun battles. Even that first stint where we were all nose to tail, even though it's not a lot of passing and it's not a lot of action. This move here, though. Yeah! that's how it's done. Yeah, once it got nose to tail, it's still interesting, you know, you still have to, like, position yourself right for what's going to happen later in the race, and I think we did that. Well, the lap or so after the pit stop really defined our result, I think. Well, good times. Had by all. I hope you as well, and I'll see you next time.